Good morning. Welcome to Village in Motion. Today is Tuesday, November 14th, 2017, and I'm here this morning with our representatives from the Medical Center, Crystal Estep, our practice administrator. Good morning.
Good morning.
And you've brought a guest with you this morning.
I have. I brought our podiatrist from the Medical Center, Dr. Sarti.
Good morning.
Good morning. Welcome. We're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
How long have you been with our medical center?
About 7 years now.
7 years?
Yes.
And this is your first time visiting us?
No, I've been here before.
Okay, good. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
And tell us about your background.
Well, I went to school in New York, went to school in Philadelphia, did my residency in New York, and then after that, I worked in Minnesota for a while and came back to Maryland because Maryland is home.
Maryland is home.
And I went into private practice, and after private practice, I came here to Springfield, Erickson.
Good.
And
Well,
it's been a pleasure.
We're glad you're here. A podiatrist is an important member of our medical staff.
Thank you.
That's terrific. So we're here this morning to learn more about how to take care of our feet.
Yes.
That's terrific. So why are our feet a problem? They're just our feet. They carry us around. Why should we take special care of them?
Well, your feet may just be just your feet. However, you and I know if anything is wrong with that toe, that ache will inhibit you from walking. So foot care is very important in the elderly for many reasons. We have a lot of insufficiency. We have a lot of things that happen with aging, like the loss of vision, the loss of dexterity to your hands, and also comorbidity may affect you as well. Diseases like diabetes, peripheral vascular disease, venous insufficiency, kidney disease. So all of those things are factors that affect your feet, believe it or not. So if you're thinking foot is just foot, when you have something that goes wrong and there's no one qualified to look at it, it may turn into something big, like everything that works with the human body. The saying goes, prevention is better than cure.
And sometimes with our feet, they're pretty far away from our eyes and we don't look at them as carefully as we might.
Exactly. So a podiatrist, you can say your set of eyes on your feet. What podiatrists do is we provide palliative care. We evaluate and treat and diagnose conditions of the feet. Now, with our elderly community, we get a lot of ingrown toenails. We get a lot of mycotic toenails. We get a lot of corn calluses. We even get blisters that, if it's not taken care of, can lead into infection. All of those things starts little, but if you neglect them, they turn into something big. So that's why foot care is very important in this community.
You said a big word there that I've never heard before, a mycotic.
Oh, I'm sorry. Fungus toenails.
A fungus toenail.
Yes, ma'am.
And that, I understand, is very, very difficult to get rid of.
Yes, very difficult. But with proper care and management, you'll be able to deal with it.
So the key here really is if there's something wrong with my foot, don't put it off. Do something about it.
Exactly.
Should I make an appointment directly with you, or should I go first to my primary care doctor?
That's the beauty about our medical center. You don't need to go to your primary care doctor first. You can come to us. You don't need a referral. You can actually just call the front desk and they know who to refer you to set up your podiatrist appointment.
And it's important to not to put it off, to think, oh, well, that'll probably go away. Set up the appointment and have it looked at.
Exactly.
Okay, that's good. Now, you gave us a lovely list of do's and don'ts to protect your feet. And there were some surprises here for me. And one of them was not a surprise. It did say, do wash your feet every day. and that's an important thing to do. But it said, don't soak or scrub your feet.
Yes. Now, with just limitation. The reason why we don't want you to soak and scrub your feet is that soaking and scrubbing compromise your skin. Our skin is already thin with aging, so as excessive scrubbing and soaking of your feet affects your skin. It could lead up to cracks that may lead up to something else. Now, if you have family members around who can actually monitor how the time, which you shouldn't be soaking your feet for more than 10 to 15 minutes anyway, and not more than once a week. So if you have family members who can monitor, or an aide who can monitor you soaking your feet or scrubbing your feet, then you can go ahead. However, if you're by yourself, and especially if you have diabetes, in pediatric care, we don't recommend that.
And it's important to dry your feet very carefully.
Exactly. Dry in between your toes. I've had many patients who would come in and they would have cuts in between your toes, and they have no clue that is there, and they have no clue how it got there. And most times I know. Just the extra moisture that the water provides cause the lacerations in between your toes.
So once we've taken a bath or a shower, dry carefully between our toes and wait a little bit before we put on socks or shoes.
Exactly.
And let our feet dry thoroughly.
You got it.
Make sure that air has gotten in there.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good advice, something that I didn't realize before. There's another one here that says, check your feet carefully every day, and if you need to, use a hand mirror to look at the bottom of your foot. And that's another thing that I wouldn't have thought of. You know, when we were little, we could pick up our foot and look at the bottom of it and say, oh yeah, I can see that. But most of us can't do that anymore.
Nope. So, and hand mirror is helpful. It's very helpful. And you can find out those in the beauty stores. CVS probably won't have it, but Walmart will have it, Kmart will have it. And make sure you get a large one so you're able to see the bottom of your feet.
Or if you have, say if you have a mirror that you can, maybe a floor-to-ceiling mirror, if you can sit on a chair in front of that and hold your foot up
Exactly.
to look at that, that's a possibility also.
That's a great idea, too.
Yeah, or if you have an aide or a family member, just to check the bottom of your foot, because
Right.
sometimes you can't feel as well as you once did.
Nope, most times
Yeah.
in our population.
And
now.
we don't know that
And
we've
you
lost
don't
the
know
feeling.
that, exactly.
Yeah.
Loss of sensation, most people do not know that they have loss of sensation in their feet.
And that's a scary thought.
Very scary, very scary.
I remember many years ago, it's one of those things that sticks with you. I have no idea what the movie was, but it was a movie about a young man walking on the beach who stepped on something, and he may have been diabetic, I don't know, and didn't feel a cut. And I don't remember now what the story was, but it was a very sad story that he didn't feel something that he stepped on.
Right.
So it was a lesson to me right then that when you lose that feeling, it's very dangerous. The infection can set in and you don't know it.
Exactly.
Another one that you said here was, don't put lotion or Vaseline between your toes.
No, because lotion and Vaseline, or any kind of lotion at all, not just lotion or Vaseline, just oil, anything in between your toes actually cause infection. They could the friction could actually lead to infection. So you may be thinking, oh, I'm doing a great job, I'm moisturizing all of my feet, my entire feet. However, that closed space in between your web spaces, they don't have air. You need to keep them dry, because if not, it's just room for fungus to come and sit, or just any other organism that don't need to be there.
So keep our feet moisturized, keep lotion on our feet and legs, but be careful not in between our toes.
Correct.
This is getting more difficult. We need to be very careful. Okay, another thing I want to ask you. What if I can't trim my own toenails? If I can't reach my toenails, what should I do?
Well, if you cannot reach your toenails and you have a discomfort to your toenails, I often tell the residents, that's why I am a factor and I am significant. Please give me a job to do.
Okay.
So come to the medical center and set up an appointment and we'll take care of you. Just make sure that you have a last visit with your primary doctor that is recent. And something that is recent would be something within the last 6 months. So if you've seen your primary doctor if you see your primary doctor for at least twice a year, and you have toenails that are long and have discomfort, you can definitely come to the medical center and we'll take care of that for you.
And Medicare will pay for it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Medicare will cover it
So
for
as
you.
long as I've seen my primary care doctor within the last 6 months, I can see you and you will trim my toenails for me, and I will be much more comfortable wearing my shoes.
Correct.
Speaking of shoes, talk to me about shoes. What kind of shoes should I be wearing?
Well, I tell all of our patients you should be wearing extra depth and extra wide shoes. I have patients with narrow feet, and they may be wearing the same old shoes, and they're saying, well, I've had these shoes for years and my feet are narrow, I can't wear any extra wide, extra depth. In that case, I advise that you get some shoes that has Velcro, so that when you pull the Velcro over, it will hold your feet in place.
A Velcro strap over the top.
Exactly, over the top. So not those of those shoes that you can slip into. However, the ones that have Velcro cover.
Our feet do change.
Yeah, so
in size with age.
Yeah, I find that even if you had narrow feet in the past, your forefoot, which is your toes and the bones over your metatarsal, and even your arch collapses. So you may have spreading in the area. So if you're continuing to wear the shoes that you used to wear before, but you have discomfort on your toes, the solution is extra wide shoes.
So we want to have feet that are wide, or shoes that are wide enough and shoes that are deep enough.
Exactly.
So that our toes can move around inside.
You have
Excuse
moving
me.
room.
Now, you mentioned that the size of our shoes should be made out of what?
Well, your shoes should be made out of soft leather, and it should have a mesh material on the inside, especially for anyone who has hammer toes, bunions, callus, because what you want to prevent is friction. Now, as we walk, we all have friction because of ground reactive forces. When you walk, there's an opposite force against your feet. So when you have a good cushion on the bottom and mesh on the top, even though your feet is going through the friction, you still have materials that support your skin, so you don't have a breakage in your skin.
What kind of shoes should I avoid?
You should avoid plastic shoes. You should avoid flip-flop. Those shoes you should avoid, and I don't like Crocs.
You don't
If
like
you have
Crocs.
them, throw them away.
Throw them away. I don't have them, so I won't
There
have
are
to
reasons
throw them
that I
away.
don't like them. They're plastic. For one thing, if you sweat, you could fall. They're a great fall hazard. So, yeah.
We have just 1 minute left, and one more thing I want to be sure we throw in. No bare feet.
No bare feet.
No walking in socks.
No walking in socks.
Always wear bedroom slippers.
Always wear bedroom slippers, and we have our vendor for diabetic shoes
Yes.
in the Springfield area now. So if you're diabetic and you're looking to get custom shoes, come down to the medical center. We'll tell you how to get custom shoes from someone here.
Right here in the Springfield area.
Exactly.
That's excellent. Give us one last best tip to take care of our feet.
One last best tip to take care of the feet. You're the best person. You're the best person who can take care of your feet. There's nothing too lazy, so just check them every day. Checking your feet every day makes a great difference.
Great. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much for
Promises
having
you'll come
me.
back.
I certainly will.
Okay, great. And Crystal, good to see you again. I'm sorry you didn't get a word in edgewise.
I learned a lot.
Good, great. Thank you, both of you, for coming, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
again soon. And we'll be back with another segment in just a moment.